All right, I get access to a lot of different parts of blasters. Sometimes they're broken, and I still try to figure out ways to incorporate them if I can, if there's still, a way to do something cool with them. So this blaster, the receiver itself had the butt, basically the little receiver for the buffer tube was broken off. So somebody probably dropped it or something, and it snapped off there. So the rest of the blaster was okay. Obviously, the gearbox was fine, the parts were fine, and I was already kind of contemplating making a stockless M4 like this. So I thought, hey, let me use this one because then I don't have to, waste a receiver that actually still has the buffer tube attachment. So that's what got me thinking of this one here. I'd already started on the Handguard, and I wanted to go ahead and see, well, is there a way I can incorporate a battery pack down below? Because I thought that would be cooler to put a battery pack down here instead of up top to try to make it incorporate more, kind of more streamlined. And I really do like to take parts that I've already got made that either didn't work out for their main intention and then figure out how to repurpose them and do something different with them. So this was actually a piece that I had printed, and it actually had a Picatinny rail attachment on the top here. It was a grip, but it turned out just to be too long. It didn't look right on anything because it was just too long. I was trying to make sure it was big enough to incorporate a battery, and I didn't like the size. So I had that around, and I thought, well, this would be good if I turned it like this because it already had this angled grip on, or cap on it, so to speak. So I was able to do some good plastic sculpting and plastic welding to modify it, mount it on the bottom here. Then I thought, let's just put a little grip here because I had one of these laying around. So let's paint that up so you got the ability to use this as a grip here as well. Plus we'll put a little grip way out here so that you got both of those. So I rerouted the battery down in here, and there's still plenty of room for those smaller 11.1 volt batteries. This is a Gen 8.5 gearbox in here from EMERBU, so it's already got the metal gears. It already had a 1.2 spring in there, metal barrel, high-speed motor, that kind of stuff. So it's a good performance blaster. Should be around 270, FPS with highs. Maybe you could hit 300. We'll see. So this barrel, of course, I printed this handguard, so that it would click right on to the Gen 8, like the receiver, like I've done plenty of times. And then I also thought, just to make sure, I basically put a heat insert in here so that a bolt could go, a nut could go through and could attach to that. And that way, it's just going to make sure that it maintains. So that's why I did this kind of nice angle here on the riser, because this piece of the handguard then slides right under there, and you've got that all hidden. And like heat inserts just look like this. They're basically, oh, that one's clogged, but they're basically little nuts, right, that you heat up. You drill a hole, you heat up, and you push them into the plastic, and then you let them sit and they harden in there. And then it essentially works like a nut that has been, permanently affixed inside the plastic. So those work out pretty good. Otherwise I do use like rivet nuts sometimes where you can, but you have to be able to get behind in order for a rivet nut to really work well. Otherwise it'll pull out. So, but yeah, so we got the battery in there. Obviously this just turns, that just locks the cap in place. You pull the cap off. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. Since I had the spot back here where it had been broken, just went ahead, put a little kind of, cap on there with my logo because I had that piece around as well. So I thought, let's reuse that. So I thought this was a really cool way to incorporate some pieces I had on hand with some pieces I had recently printed to make a cool blaster that doesn't have a stock on it. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is the first stockless one I've made in a while. I've done it in the past, but the first one I made in a while, and I've tested it out, and it's, performing pretty well. So hopefully you guys like it. Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly giveaways.